This is our show, Blabbermouths, and we are the blabbers behind the main account on Betches Instagram.
We run the Betches Instagram with our Victorian child here.
Christopher.
James, what's his name?
Christopher
James Jonathan Lucifer III.
Okay, Eleni, what can we not shut up about today?
We cannot shut up about BJ Novak dating a TikTok influencer.
JoJo Siwa and Chris Hughes are allegedly emotionally cheating.
The Met Gala and our predictions.
And then finally, our newest segment. Why the hell is this trending? How are you?
Honestly, I'm exhausted. I'm going on my first brand trip tomorrow.
That's exciting. Who are you going with and where?
I'm going with Jergens to the Kentucky Derby.
Ooh, I didn't expect you to be...
Me either. I would say the Kentucky Derby is insanely off-brand for me to be going to.
Yeah.
Not my speed. But I'm
nonetheless
going.
Exciting.
You'll be seeing that on Betches Travel and on my personal Instagram.
Thank
So
God.
look out for that.
Love.
Will got to go to Coachella. I get to go to the Kentucky Derby.
Comparable, if you ask me.
I did have it on my vision board this year to go on a brand trip.
With Tarte, though, right?
It was with Tarte, but I will take the Kentucky Derby.
Let's go.
Until we go to space with Tarte. And how are you?
I'm doing well. I finally moved into my new apartment.
Yay.
Yay. Everyone clap at home. But it's, change. I hate change.
And you don't live with your sister
I don't
anymore?
live with my sister anymore, which is, good, but sad. She was a constant for me. Like
This is getting emotional.
Yeah, Molly. Shout out Molly. I love my other sister, Lizzie, but I lived with Molly. So sorry, Lizzie. Like, we're good.
Okay, anyways.
To our first talking point.
Yeah.
BJ Novak and Delaney Rowe are dating, which if some of you guys don't know who those people are, that's completely fair.
I didn't know who Delaney Rowe was.
Okay. I can tell a little bit about her.
Tell us who each are.
So, of course, BJ Novak is from The Office. He helped write and star in it. Starred with Mindy Kaling famously. They were like a famous on-camera couple that was very funny.
And rumored
lovers.
And rumored father of her children.
No, I think godfather of her children. Oh, actual father?
Because the father of Mindy Kaling's children is unidentified. No one knows. And so the rumor has always been like that it's him. Allegedly.
Don't sue us, Mindy Kaling, please.
I
You're
know
really
she's
funny.
a huge fan. Blabbermouths.
Much to everyone's surprise, a picture floated on the interwebs, and it was like Delaney Rowe.
And who is Delaney Rowe?
Delaney Rowe is this TikToker who's essentially famous for playing stereotypical characters from like especially rom-coms. She does a really funny job of like making fun of them but acting as them. And now she's dating allegedly BJ Novak.
Modern day comedy has changed so much. Like if you're like a TikTok comedian, I feel like that's so different than like the grind and hustle of like the comedians of BJ Novak's days.
Sure.
So I feel like the shock is like, wait, BJ Novak thinks this TikTok comedian's funny? Like,
well, is that why you date someone? Because they're funny or hot?
Assume that they
money.
got their connection over comedy.
You know what?
Would you not think?
I don't know, honestly. I actually would love to like see the internet sleuths dive more in to figure out the inception.
Yeah, we'd love
of this
to know how
relationship.
you met and why you're dating.
Yeah.
You guys could let us know.
It's kind of like BJ Novak is playing his character a little bit from The Office.
Right.
And like dating like this random younger woman who's kind of like, a stereotype of itself in rom-com situationships in Office rom-coms and whatnot.
People are like shocked not by their not by her being a TikTok comedian, but by their age gap.
How many years is it?
Well, we're unsure if she was born in 1994 or 1995, so also let us know on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a 15 or 16 year age gap, which is a pretty significant age gap relationship.
That's like large for
and
you,
there
obviously.
are lots of celebrity couple age gap relationships.
Have you ever been in one?
Well,
you're thinking about it.
One time, senior year of college, I dated a freshman, and that was crazy because everyone was like, Eleni, you're dating a freshman. He lives in a dorm room with a roommate, and the guy was a senior.
You were hanging out?
Yeah. And it would be like, he'd be like, my roommate's not here. I'm like, that's
God.
terrible.
I never personally have had like an age gap relationship. Actually, I've never been in a relationship.
Well, have you ever hooked up with dating?
Yeah, I've hooked up. I'm 27 right now. I've hooked up with a 42-year-old.
What? I've never been with someone older.
Wait, that's 15 years old.
I'm doing math wrong.
Oh, so it's actually.
I heard 15-year-old and 40-year-old in my mind.
Like I was 15. No.
Sorry. How was that?
He was so much more mature and
did he have money?
His apartment was rich, like gorgeous. He had a bidet in his toilet. Like,
wow, that's rich.
The apartment on Park Avenue.
What?
I know.
Will, why is this man not your husband?
And he offered to Uber me to his apartment. I said, no, you could kill me.
What?
But then I still went and paid for my own Uber.
Will, what are you doing?
Like, I texted him.
And he stopped answering?
I sent a string of texts when I was drunk, and I was just like,
I need an Uber. Could you Uber me home from the bar?
I sent like, the typical like, why don't you talk to me?
Wait, pause,
Sorry.
back up. Who spoke last?
I guess.
Why are you freaking out?
Because I think like
You are tomato red.
I'm like if I look at the text messages, it's just
Please
like,
pull them up. I had a friend who dated an older man, gays, obviously. And
obviously
his big takeaway as well was like the apartment. He was like, you would go into his fridge and he had like all bottled water, all fresh salmon.
he had polar seltzer. Like,
They're really organized and like have their shit together in their fridge.
Yes.
That's really
what's so
attractive. I really want to ping our producer Brian because he's in an age gap relationship. When you met your significant other, what was their fridge like? He had a lofted apart in Chelsea. Ugh,
that's really
sexy older man energy.
This is the
Oh my God, there's so much blue.
know, stop.
There's so much blue. Will, go back up. There's so much blue. Will, let me see the messages.
I'll show you them after.
I'm so scared. What did you write?
I go, one of my more recent ones. Oh, can I come over? At
No response?
12:45 a.m. And then 20 minutes later, okay, you're annoying, LOL.
You said that?
I said that.
Oh, you're crazy.
And then I go, I hope we can hang soon, but I legit don't care. Follow up, if you're not interested again, just say so. And then I write, to top it all off, you're low-key annoying. Redacted name, but whatever, LOL. And then...
the way you're being like, I'll come over, but also I don't care.
I'm not even thinking about you. When am I coming over?
Also, you're annoying, but also, if you still want me to come over,
text the next 24 hours. So I forgot to mention I'm a quadruplet. One of them stole my phone. Don't hold it against them.
Well,
He responds.
Wait, that's crazy.
Good to know.
He's probably like, haha, I was asleep.
Also, it was, haha, you need to go to a facility.
Will, I fear that you blew it on that one. I fear that.
It was so bad.
And he is going, and this is why I don't date 27-year-olds.
Yes.
Because they're so immature.
And then we're talking about Lexi Wood from Summer House today, and I'm like, that girl does not know how to like interact with a man. Little does she know.
Yeah, that you're literally messaging them like a psychopath.
I'm a psychopath.
All right, well, if anyone sees Will on the dating apps, that's what you're getting yourself into.
So sorry.
Back to the age gap relationships.
Like who? Oh,
Ellen DeGeneres and Portia, 15 years.
that actually shocks me. I thought they were the same age.
Donald Trump and Melania, 23 years.
That's scary.
Alec Baldwin and Hilaria, 25 years.
Interesting. Sarah Paulson and Holland Taylor. I love them
32 years.
together. 32 years.
But the big one that everyone's also talking about, Bill Belichick
Belichick.
and Jordan Hudson.
Oh,
Are you seeing this
yeah,
online?
Oh, no, yeah. I'm seeing this all a lot. There's another one. William Oser and redacted name.
First of all, everyone has been criticizing their relationship since it started because she's older and she's extremely young. She is 24, but I believe they started dating like 3 years ago. So she would have been 21, which that is just like, again, no hate to age gap relationships, but
39 years. This guy could be literally your grandpa.
She was a former collegiate cheerleader at Bridgewater State University who is rumored to have met Belichick when she was still in college. It's like me dating the freshman.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
Yeah. The reason why their relationship is even more in the media right now is because Bill Belichick did some kind of interview promoting a new book about his like major wins over the last whatever 100
for
years.
those who don't know, he is a major
football
player coach.
No, coach.
Who won a lot of Super Bowls for the Patriots. We know stuff.
Mind you, in a shirt with holes in it.
Yeah, aren't you rich?
You're supposed to be this rich, mature, older daddy type. The interview is basically like, so I have to ask, like, about your relationship. How'd you guys meet? How'd you meet? And Jordan, the 24-year-old, is chiming in like, we're not answering that.
Not talking about this.
And it was weird because the interview then kind of takes this shift of like she's lurking in the background like the Loch Ness Monster.
If anyone brought their significant other to like a work function like that, and the significant other is chiming in and controlling the conversation, that is an energy, that is a presence that's weird. Like the interviewer said, her presence was known on set and very obvious.
Now there's even more rumors after the interview. She like put out a press statement of an email that she wrote.
That was weird.
There's allegedly a ring on her finger after all this fuss, and people are like, what the hell? Are they engaged?
Yeah, honestly, you know what? Get after it, girl. I'm also kind of like, yeah, what are you talking about?
This girl
Get after it. Take these men for their money. Fuck it.
He's in the football world. Like, he has money. Girl.
You know what, girl? We support you.
I support it.
We see you.
Yep.
Forget your haters.
She's
You
working.
have a stand here on Blabbermouths. Come on this couch.
We support you. And if you want to sponsor us for next season,
we are available. Speaking of age gap relationships, another age gap relationship that is the talk of the town online.
It's alleged. We don't even know if it's a real relationship.
JoJo Siwa and Chris Hughes.
Yes.
Have you heard about this?
I have. I've seen the clips from Big Brother UK to kind of see what's going on.
For those who don't know who JoJo Siwa is, aka you've been living under a rock.
Sure.
Her lore is so deep, can't get into it. Google her. But she was on Dance Moms. Then she was like a Nickelodeon child. When I worked at Nickelodeon, she was like the star of Nickelodeon.
They were obsessed with her.
Because, kids loved her with her ponytail and like slime.
And her crazy voice, it's like,
I'm JoJo. And she just recently went on Celebrity Big Brother. She has, I don't want to say her sexuality incorrectly.
I think she's now labeling herself as queer.
Okay.
Originally, she did identify as lesbian, and she was creating gay pop.
She has had public relationships with women online before.
Yep.
And she was in a relationship when she went into the Celebrity Big Brother house UK. And a lot of clips were going around of her and this man, Chris Hughes. No idea who that is.
Yeah. He's like a British guy. Hot.
British celebrity? Anyone know who Chris Hughes is?
Oh my God, he's like a UK. Our producer Meghan just said he's like a UK Trisha Paytas.
What does that even mean?
Who's on Love Island?
He's on Love Island, babes.
He's a UK reality TV star.
Okay, reality TV star of the UK.
We respect that.
And basically, there's a bunch of clips of them being really intimate, cuddling in bed, hugging, just like very intimate moments.
Consoling her.
Yeah. And they're only in there for like 2 weeks, 10 days.
I know, because lo and behold, when the show wraps, at the after party or after the after party, she breaks up with her partner. I believe her partner's name is Ebbs. Yes, her partner's name is Ebbs. They broke up, and there's this whole controversy online that people are thinking they broke up because JoJo was having some kind of an emotional affair with Chris Hughes because they call each other their soulmate friends. That's a little red flaggy.
Red flaggy? Why?
Soulmate friends?
What does that mean?
Well, I'm assuming it
seems like something that
flame. It's
kind of like you're getting friend zoned, but one person doesn't want to be, and the other one's like, no, we're just soulmate friends.
We're soulmate friends.
I think someone said that to me before.
So sorry for your loss.
I was gonna say, I feel like sexuality is like very complex.
Yeah.
And she like grew up a child star.
Yeah.
Where she wasn't dating normal.
Yeah. It does give me a little like Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, I think it's
era.
like you can. What's it called when you just like people? What's that called?
Being friends with them?
A sexuality term. No.
You mean pansexual?
Yeah.
Where you like someone for their personality?
There's a type of sexuality where it's like you don't like men, you don't like women, you just like people.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe that's not as easy to identify if you've never known that.
Yeah.
So maybe she's discovering that, and we should let her discover without criticizing her.
More people should be urged or encouraged to explore their own identities, whether you are straight, queer, whatever it may be.
And we're all like watching her intimate moments.
I know, it's tough. Like, imime doing that in the public eye.
God, I would hope no one was watching my daily life in my public eye. I would be
same. my Uber rides to Park Avenue that I'm paying for.
What the is wrong with the two of them?
Right. I think there might have been some emotional cheating.
Yeah. Do you think that flirting is cheating?
I mean,
I don't.
I think I'm a flirtatious person. Of course you don't. I'm friendly. I'm very complimentary.
Well, Will also thinks that everyone's in love with him once he meets them.
I do think that too.
So,
not in love with me like I'm a star.
You historically love a man in a relationship already.
I like historically a man who's straight and or in a relationship and
with one of your friends.
Also someone who's GUD. Do you know what that is?
No.
Geographically undesirable.
What does that mean?
My dad, when we were kids, there was this kid I had a crush on, a guy. He was visiting the Jersey Shore with my cousin who lived in California, and I was like, you could tell I like this boy. Mm-hmm. And my dad, I remember coming up to me, was just like, William, like, you should be yourself.
He's like, it's okay to be gay, but that man lives far away.
He was literally like, William, he's GUD. I'm like, what? Dad? And he was like, geographically undesirable. It'll never work out. So just focus your efforts on someone else.
I am in a long-term relationship, and I believe that flirting is what keeps my long-term relationship alive.
With your boyfriend or with other people?
No, with other people.
Wow.
If it's harmless, flirting. I think like when someone flirts with me in a bar, it makes me feel normal.
Does your boyfriend get annoyed when someone flirts with you, or you flirt back?
No,
with them?
someone flirts with me and then I run up to him and go, someone just flirted with me.
Flirting, and JoJo Siwa gets the gay stamp of approval.
Okay, moving on to the Met Gala.
Yes, I'm so excited.
This is your first Met Gala working at Betches.
It is.
And the Met Gala is like a big thing here at Betches because obviously we cover most like live events and award shows, but the Met Gala is kind of like our Betches Super Bowl because it's really where we're like memeing and tweeting outfits.
Really authoring the conversation on what's going to be talked about.
Yeah. When the Met Gala is just like a big thing where we're like all sat down on our computer at 6 p.m. on Getty Images, just cracking jokes. So it's a fun time.
I hope that we get invited one year.
Yeah, I think we did pitch to be press at Met Gala. I believe we were denied. That's okay. Maybe next year.
But what's going on this year? Tell us a little bit of the backstory.
Let's talk about the
year.
theme. The theme is super fine tailoring black style, centered around the exhibition, which lives in the Met Museum. The dress code Tailor for You is what the celebs will be using to inspire their looks. The exhibition explores the history and significance of Black dandyism, which is the renaissance of menswear, where Black men took risks with their styling choices to make a statement. I, for one, am extremely excited for this theme.
Yeah.
I hope people understand the assignment.
Especially the men really do something different this year, because how many times, Delaney, we even see some of the most gorgeous men that you expect to do something a little bit more risque and not in a negative way, but just more thought-provoking.
Yeah.
They just go in a regular suit.
And I think sometimes the themes are kind of uninspiring and not very interesting, whereas there's a lot that can be done with this. It's super cool. I'm expecting to see a lot of power suits.
One of the themes that I think I loved the best was when it was Heavenly Bodies.
Yeah, so many people did so many cool stuff with that.
I loved the religious layer to it. Like Rihanna kind of dressed up as the Pope.
She was conclave before the conclave.
Speaking of, the conclave is happening next week right after the Met Gala,
which we predicted on Blabbermouths.
Rewind the tape. Allegedly, the conclave is happening May 6th to 11th.
Who are you most excited to see there?
Sabrina Carpenter. I hope she's going to go, and I feel like she's made for that kind of event.
And last year was like, whoa, Sabrina Carpenter at the Met Gala, and now she's like a little seasoned veteran. I love Emma Chamberlain on the red carpet.
She's a great interviewer.
My favorite thing ever.
Well, I'll see you in there.
Can't wait. Love you. Bye.
Love ya.
Actually, let's like manifest here for a second.
Okay.
My dream job
would be a Met Gala correspondent.
And to be like the Emma Chamberlain, like the one that Anna Wintour picks and then is like standing there with like Jack Harlow. That's my dream. Let's manifest. Okay. Ready to go. Perfect. Okay, did it. That was really good.
Maybe Beyonce will come, even because she's not actually performing that night in her Cowboy Carter tour, so that would be really cool.
I think it'd be super cute if Beyonce brings her daughters.
Yes,
the way she's been bringing them on stage on tour.
I think
I would love to see the three of them together. Oh my god!
I think the whole family going.
And Blue will understand the assignment.
She's dancing better than she ever has.
We'll probably talk more about the Met and our coverage next week.
Yep.
And look out for our content on Betches. You will know it is us writing it. Shall we try to explain the Met to the Victorian child?
Ooh, that's a great idea.
All right, lock in Jonathan James, Christopher Lucifer III.
Listen to us roar.
Imagine the most popular people in your town.
And no, milkman, Victorian child, you couldn't go.
Neither could we.
They got to go to this very elegant ball.
Did they have museums in the Victorian era?
No, they were the museums.
Yeah, there wasn't. Was there history yet?
Breaking news. We were just being told by producer Meghan, 530 BC.
Museums did exist in the Victorian era.
Okay.
So imagine your local museum.
Your local museum
had a gala with all the lords and ladies from all the land.
And they're walking on this long
red carpet. I feel like the Met Gala is so easy to describe and would exist in the Victorian era.
Child probably had these.
Yeah, I feel like so just there was a gala. The end. He totally understood. He's like, I've actually been. All right, on to our next segment. Why is this trending? Where we talk about stuff online that is trending and we do not understand why the hell it's trending.
And we're bringing it to you so you can do more research and bring it to us.
Yeah, we are chronically online so you don't have to be.
Yeah.
The first thing that's trending, the butterfly effect.
Ooh.
Have you seen this?
I have, and I think I've seen people using it wrong and using it correctly.
The butterfly effect is supposed to be like one thing led to another, led to another, led to another, led to another. That is like so far connecting.
That like it's crazy to think one is compared to the very end.
Like people are using it though for their dating history in a way that is not correct. Like they're like, the butterfly effect is crazy because what if I had never sent that text messages?
It's like,
no, that's not the butterfly effect. That's just how you met.
Oh my gosh. We would think if I never slid into his DMs, we would never be married right now. It's like, no, bitch, that's how this works. Like, not the butterfly effect. Like we said, it's like two unrelated. And like you getting married and sliding into the DMs Makes total sense. Case closed. We understood how that one worked out.
Can I ask a question? When I saw this trend, I thought that I had that for my relationship, but then I saw so many people being like, that's not it.
Okay, then let me review what your example is.
So if I had never gone to Greek camp, I would have never met my boyfriend.
Okay, we're getting a lot of shakes from the audience.
No,
Producer
well,
Meghan.
hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I went to Greek camp.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I should go back even further. If I was never born.
Oh,
I'm just
no,
kidding.
now this is where people get fucked up and do it so wrong.
I went to Greek camp. I met a girl who lived in Michigan.
Yep.
I returned from Greek camp, then got back, was sent to Salt Lake City for a show. The friend from Greek camp visited me in Salt Lake City. She said, we have to see my neighbor from growing up. Her neighbor from growing up was my boyfriend. Is that the butterfly effect?
It's loose. We're getting a lot of
Will
shakes.
shaking his head. No.
Will, producer Will, by the way, is shaking his
I
head.
think that is.
Megan, producer Megan, it's
What?
not.
A series of events that are technically unrelated.
So producer Megan is saying it's a series of events that are unrelated that would never make sense that just led to another.
We have a pop culture example.
9/11 happening contributed to the end of Ellen's career. This is crazy, but basically the short of it is 9/11 happened. My Chemical Romance was influenced by that and created their band. Twilight was then created off of this like sub-gothic element culture theme that was a phenomenon at the time.
From My Chemical Romance.
From My Chemical Romance. Then 50 Shades was created by the inspiration of Twilight. And from there to go to Dakota Johnson, who was in 50 Shades. If 50 Shades wasn't created, she would have never been cast in that role, who then would not have gone on to Ellen DeGeneres to promote some other random movie where that's not
the truth, Ellen.
No, that's not the truth, Ellen.
Which exposed a whole underlying, sub-work culture of like Ellen DeGeneres actually being really mean and terrible.
That sounds exactly like the story I just told about how I met my boyfriend.
like it's crazy to put like My Chemical Romance, 9/11,
Yeah,
50
that's a
Shades of Grey, and
juxtaposition, I'll
Ellen
give you
DeGeneres'
that.
career all in one sentence.
I just want to say, Will and I used to say all the time, that's not the truth, Ellen.
That's not the
we
truth.
need to bring that back.
We'll bring it back.
We used to say that all the time.
That's
to each
actually
other.
not the truth, Ellen. When did we ever say that? No, I'm just kidding. Now we're going to jump into our fun little segment called Shut Up and Listen, sponsored by our friends at First Response, the pregnancy test brand that is there for you no matter where you are on your journey. We're opening up the floor for you to spill your most chaotic, frustrating, or just straight up disastrous life moments. And we will do our best to spin them into something good, something positive. Because sometimes you have to find the positive in all the negative. So sit back, shut up, and listen to us blab. First one, my boyfriend does yoga in the middle of our living room. Okay, and it gives me the absolute ick. What do I do? How do I make this negative into a positive?
Ugh, men can be so icky. I feel you, girl.
Why can't he just not do it?
Yeah, why don't you be like, why don't we go take a class together? Also, like, if this person lives in New York and you're doing yoga in your New York apartment, that's disgusting.
Where are you doing it? Because these New York City apartments are small as hell.
Do you have icks?
When men wear the white ankle socks that have a Nike little swoosh on it, with dress shoes, with a suit, with really nice clothes that you're like basically dressed up and supposed to look professional and corporate. Like, you look like a joke. Why don't you understand the basics of fashion? And
Even if he was a 42-year-old with a lot of money?
oh my gosh, I would have a very sweet conversation with him then.
Because I feel like that kind of thing is fixable.
It is fixable, but it's like an immediate turnoff for me. It's like, are you for real?
Gross.
Do you have any icks?
When men breathe.
Okay. So
No, I have an ick. Men playing video games.
video games are not that weird.
Will, cover me. I'm down, bro. Guys, I'm down. Oh, I'm off the back.
I'm reloading.
My legs sew up, and I never want to be touched again. And it's the most vile, disgusting thing. I have wrote down, should I break up with him because of the way he plays video games?
I mean, it depends. Sometimes guys can be hot playing video games. And then they have the microphone, like the Britney Spears microphone.
Yeah,
it's
but
kind of funny.
It's not. It's actually like the most vile, disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
I hate video game men more than I hate sportsmen. Turn this around by taking this as an opportunity for maybe bonding with your boyfriend and be like, hey,
let me join you.
Let's check out this yoga class at this yoga studio. And then you can go together, have some yoga, have some brunch, and then maybe he'll like it enough to start doing yoga there and not in your apartment, because that's gross.
Or basically start doing the yoga with him in the living room and show how annoying it could be that there's two people doing yoga.
True.
And then
play video games at the same time that he's doing yoga and play loud music so it's super distracting.
So he's
and
like,
he
I
doesn't
have
want
to
to
go
do
to a
yoga.
class.
Yeah.
Also think about it like your boyfriend loves you and he wants to be with you all the
If
time.
he loves you, he'll stop doing yoga in the living room.
What's our next write-in?
I genuinely think I'm smarter than everyone else. Same girl. Story of my life.
Yeah, I was about to say, you wrote this in.
Does this make me a bad person? How do I remedy this? Thanks for the help, Blabbers.
Oh, sweetheart.
You're welcome.
Of course.
I just want to say I feel like I'm smarter than everyone every day, and it's exhausting being ahead.
Well, speak for yourself. I also think that, actually, you can speak for me too. I feel like I'm the smartest person in the room too.
I don't know about that. The positive is that you are not a bad person.
Yeah. You're not alone in feeling that you're the smartest person in the room. So I think it's okay to continue to feel like that because it allows you to be confident.
Run with it and be like, oh, you know what? I'm
very
good at my
capable.
job. I'm smart. I'm successful. And I trust myself.
Girl boss that shit.
Girl
Like,
boss that shit all the way to the sun.
Yes.
Because the idiots near the sun and the moon are dumb.
Oh, that's good to keep in
The
mind.
ones going girl bossing too close to the sun or Katy Perry and Gayle King.
But humble yourself a little bit and you'll be good.
So thanks again to First Response for sponsoring this episode and helping us find the positive and the negative. We hoped we help you find a little bit of laughter in your latest disaster. Keep the texts coming. If you want more advice from us, write us in. If you want us to turn your negative into a positive, send us an email at podcast@betches.com.
Or just DM us on our Instagrams as well.
And we will help turn your negative into a positive.
If you're loving all this blabbing and being an official blabberhead, you should subscribe to the Betches YouTube channel because that's where you'll get all these episodes. Or you can check out Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere where you can find podcasts to listen to more of our episodes.
And check out all our fun memes and tweets on @Betches.
And you can follow me at Willowser.
And me at Delaney Sabrakis.
Thanks for blabbing with us.